special program. Like we promised, we're coming to see you every Wednesday until we have the new government.
And
I think
yep.
we're gonna have new government soon, but it still look very chaotic and unsettled.
Right, even though our special program is called Thailand's Future After the Elections, it seems like there is still a tussle over the House speakership between the Move Forward Party and the Pheu Thai Party. So basically, this drama is not over yet. And the scheduled meeting between the two parties are scheduled for today, but for some reason, it has been canceled. So the Move Forward Party has postponed the meeting that is scheduled for today for negotiating teams to discuss the House speakership with the Pheu Thai Party. The deputy spokeswoman for the Move Forward Party said in a line message to reporters late Tuesday night that the party has decided to postpone the meeting and will notify the media once it has been rescheduled. Though there is no reason given for the sudden cancellation, but it is widely believed that it stems from the Pheu Thai Party's decision yesterday that it wants the House speakership and 14 cabinet seats as part of the power-sharing formula in the new administration.
I think right now they said they scheduled the next meeting between two parties on July 2nd, but I don't think it's totally confirmed yet. So we might get a message just the night before said it's going to cancel again. But in the meantime, before that, Pheu Thai Party leader Cholanan Sikael said that the issue over the House speakership between Pheu Thai and Move Forward Party is expected to be resolved before the House meets on July 4th, which is next Tuesday. So they have how many days? Like 6 days? 6 days to
make it like a week or something.
Yeah, 6 days to settle it. He also dismissed speculation that Pheu Thai Party may break away from the coalition, stating that the two parties will remain together in the coalition because, quote unquote, we are bound by the mandate of the people to be democratically elected government. However, Cholanan said that Pheu Thai Party will demand 14 cabinet seats and a House speakership, which is the so-called 14 plus 1 formula. Deputy Party leader Chusak Sirinin also said that the House speakership is an important post in supervising and regulating the performance of member parliaments in the parliament. Since the Move Forward Party will get the Prime Minister's post, Chusak said it is fair for the Pheu Thai Party to be given the House speakership, adding that the negotiating team must adhere to this principle.
Meanwhile, an informed Move Forward Party source said that their executive committee has agreed to nominate Patipat Santipada, an executive committee member and constituency MP for Pisanulok, as the House Speaker. In Move Forward Party's Facebook post previously, Patipat said that he will try to transform the Thai parliament into the most advanced in Asia as regards the issuance of legislation, organizational culture, and independence from the executive branch to serve the public interest. So we can see that the tussle between the Move Forward Party and the Pheu Thai Party is not over. And it seems like the House speakership is such an important position aside from the prime ministerial post.
Funny enough, usually after election, we will hear the argument and the exchange trying to get cabinet seats from each parties. Like all these parties, they're going to be coalition. This is a usual thing. But I don't think we hear so much about fighting for the House speakership until this time.
Maybe because normally, which party has the most seats would automatically get the House speakership. But this time around, Move Forward Party and Pheu Thai Party have more or less the same amount of MP seats. So that was why they're fighting with each other for this position. Whether it's appropriate to call it the Game of Thrones or not, but we can see right now that it's not resolved.
The game of House speakership and the chair.
Exactly.
Anyway, according to the Constitution, every member of parliament is actually qualified to become the House Speaker, as there is no regulation or law specifying minimum age or previous experience to hold this position. So according to Section 116, Paragraph 2 of the Constitution, Neither a House Speaker nor his deputies can hold an executive post in the party. The Speaker or the Deputy Speakers cannot hold ministerial posts and must not be political appointees. Police General Virod Pao-in, the most senior Member of Parliament at the age of 89 of the Pheu Thai Party, will chair the first House meeting, acting as the interim House Speaker. All Member of Parliaments are required to take an oath. Failing that, they cannot begin performing their duties. Every MP has the right to nominate a candidate for the House Speakership, but the nomination must be seconded by at least 20 MPs. All candidates will be required to give a vision speech in Parliament. If only one candidate is nominated, he or she shall be elected automatically. This actually, we can foresee possible chaotic already if anyone can propose a name with another 22nd MP second that. We'll see next week. It might be fun for a lot of people to watch. However, if there are several candidates, the election will be decided by a secret ballot. Each MP will be given a piece of paper by the Secretariat of the House. They write down the name of the nominee for whom they wish to vote and drop it in a ballot box. 5 MPs representing 5 parties will form the vote counting committee.
As to why does the House Speakership matters? Because the House Speakership holds so many roles in one person. One of the most important roles of the House Speaker is to submit the name of the Prime Minister to His Majesty the King for royal appointment. The House Speaker is also empowered by the Constitution to countersign royal commands appointing the President of the Privy Council as well as the Regent. The House Speaker also has many other roles, including regulations governing House of Representatives meetings. In chairing sessions of Parliament, the Speaker also makes judgments on meeting schedules and the order of agendas, runs the parliamentary affairs, represents Parliament, and appoints House committee members. While chairing House meetings, the Speaker is empowered to allow or restrict debate by individual lawmakers on issues ranging from the annual budget bill to the censure of a Prime Minister and other cabinet ministers. So that is why many people are fighting for this position.
Now let's talk about one of the move forward main agenda a little bit. A lot of people vote for move forward or not voting for move forward because of this policy. The policy that the party wants to amend list majesty law. They said amend, but if you ask some certain politician in the party, they will say abolish.
Yes.
So it's still unclear whether they want to abolish or amend this law, but they will do something for sure. Anyway, regardless of the drama, Pitha, the leader of Move Forward Party, said that he determined to amend that law, which has been the main reason why some of the senators will not vote for him as the next prime minister. Move Forward Party leader Pitha Limjaroenrat announced that the party will push for amendment of the list majesty law in line with the changing context of Thai society. And he hopes that senators will not use this as a reason to block his quest to become prime minister. He said that any attempt by senators to use the less majesty issue to prevent him from becoming Thailand's next prime minister would be tantamount to bringing the people in direct confrontation with the monarchy, which is inappropriate and dangerous, quote unquote. Pitha led 149 new Move Forward Party member of parliaments to report to the Secretariat of the House of Representatives this morning. Yesterday actually, the Move Forward Party's prime ministerial candidate said that he is not worried about the various attempts to negate his quest for the premiership, adding that he is confident that he will get enough support from senators. Beyond those of the Move Forward-led coalition, Pitha needs an additional of 64 votes from senators and member of parliaments to reach 376 vote threshold to become prime minister.
Pitha also noted that there is still a lot of misunderstanding about the party's policy on the lese majesty law, adding that a number of senators now understand the party's position after having talked with them. He hopes senators will stick to principles when they vote. Pita also said that the number of House seats won by any particular party is less important than the intention of MPs to work for the public interest, adding that the party has several progressive bills, such as the bills for laborers, for gender equality, and for ethnic minorities to be put before Parliament. And regarding the issue of lèse majesté law, previouslyภูมิใจไทยleader Anutin Chanvirakul announced on Sunday that the party will not join any coalition with a party that advocates the amendment of the lèse majesté law. He also brushed aside the suggestion that his party may join other parties to form a minority government, saying that the minority government is old-style politics, which is irrelevant and unsustainable.
So, talking about Pita, he has a lot of hoops to jump through.
Yes.
And I think you were there when they signed MOU, and you were there when he announced many things. And today you have something to share with us about the challenges that you think he will face.
So actually, I covered the political news since the general elections. So I went to the MOU ceremony to cover, and actually I felt the harmonious environment in MOU ceremony. Of course, a coalition partners,
MOU.
of course, a coalition parties, they hold hands together and they want to push Pita to the prime minister.
Wasn't the day that they
seat.
did the hard sign? Was that day?
No,
It was the
a few weeks
MOU
ago.
signing first, and then like a week later, they did the hard sign just to prove that they're still together.
They're still together to push the coalition party to
Right.
become the ruling party. So, but right now, actually, as we have seen the dramatic development in Thailand's political sphere, Move Forward Party and Pita right now are facing challenges, not
Yes.
just in politics, also on legal side, as what you talk about, Section 112. So, Constitutional Court has asked the Attorney General for an update on a petition, and Move Forward Party will push for amendment or abolishment of the lèse majesté law in line with the changing context of Thai society. Pita also said that the law was being used as a political tool and didn't benefit any parties. Pita also hopes that senators will not use this as a reason to block his path to become prime minister. He said any attempt by senators to use the lèse majesté law to prevent him from becoming Thailand's next prime minister would be equal to bringing the people in confrontation with the monarchy, which is inappropriate and dangerous. And of course, Pita also facing other petition too. Section 151 Election Commission now plans to investigate whether Pita applied to be a least MP candidate despite knowing he might not have been eligible to run for a House seat. So these legal challenges are really dangerous for Pita, and Pita right now have to find a way to go through this legal challenge.
And these are also the main legal challenges facing Pita as well.
Yes,
So
but
even though they said that, some of the people that filed petition against Pita would say that they have no conspiracy group or whatnot to block Pita, but you can see that there is a big effort try to make it not happen.
Right, and if we remember, เรืองไกร ลีกิจวัฒนา was the main person who has filed complaints so that Pita does not become the next prime minister.
like he filed actually several petitions against Pita
Yes.
to let him become the prime minister. But it's not just actually on the legal side, the political side too. There's as well what you guys have discussed about is the hurdle, the tussle with Pheu Thai party. So just after the general election on 14th May, as what I said, a coalition party, they convened and to sign the MOU and how harmoniously signed together to push Pita to become the next prime minister. But one political analyst say that good relations between two parties drastically changed when the issue of House speakership emerged. Now Pheu Thai is demanding, that's what we talk about, the formula of 14 plus 1, including 14 cabinet seats and House Speaker seat, where Move Forward get 14 plus 1 as the Prime Minister's seat.
Yeah.
So right now it's kind of like we're still in an unclear environment in politics as who will become the House Speaker.
And talking about the exchange between these two main parties, not just that too, like Sethar, the prime ministerial candidate of
Yeah.
Pheu Thai party, also said to the media that Move Forward should just scrap the idea of changing national days from December 5th, currently December 5th, to be 24th of
June 24th?
Yeah,
Yes.
because this is the move forward.
That was the
One-
Move Forward Party's idea
Yeah.
to change the day.
And then Sethar was just like, you should focus with the bread and butter issues rather than just put your energy into changing the national day.
And it might lead to another like protest or massive objections from the opposition side, of course. Right now, I think this is a really confusing and risky and challenging period for Move Forward Party. Our team spoke to an executive of the party on the off-the-record basis. As executive told Thai PBS World that for Move Forward, the House Speaker is front and center in implementing its political agenda. He said the position of House Speaker will help to facilitate the party's logistic work. It is something that we will not back away from. That's what the executive said, referring to the party's insistence that it deserves the post of House Speaker as the party which commands the largest number of MP. But however, he suggested that Move Forward is ready to consider making some concessions in return for the House Speakership. For example, we may be willing to sacrifice certain cabinet seats to Pheu Thai as a trade-off. As this Move Forward Party's executive said, they might compromise cabinet posts to Pheu Thai, but we could get the overall picture next week as House Speakership is a crucial test for Move Forward Party. Actually, I talked to one professor in political science. He told me that if Move Forward Party gets the House Speaker, it's highly possible for Pita to become the next Prime Minister. But if not, Thailand's political sphere might get more chaotic.
You have a point right here, because if the House Speaker is from Pheu Thai Party or any other political party, it's going to be much harder for Pita to be elected as the next Prime Minister, because they still need votes from the MPs and the senators.
So it's kind of like House Speaker epitomized the importance of the next stage in Thailand's politics, right?
But I have to say though, the move by Pheu Thai party that stand firm on 14+1 formula kind of disappoint a lot of people that vote for them. Because even though they are the fan of Pheu Thai party or support Pheu Thai party, they believe that since Move Forward is the one that win the most seats, traditionally they're the one that get House Speakership, should just give it to them and see what's next in 4 years. So I think right now on social media, at least you can see that there's a lot of exchange between Pheu Thai supporters and Move Forward supporter, whether they agree with what their party are doing. And I think a lot of people is really confused, might not be the right word, but not sure what to make of this tussle and negotiation between the seats instead of trying to move the country forward as they promised in the election campaign.
We can say that it can be contradicting, because beforehand they seem to say things that Move Forward Party and Pheu Thai Party will stay together, but now they're arguing over the House Speakership as well as cabinet ministers. And like you said, if they allow the Move Forward Party to form the government, they should let them do it, not demanding for just 14 cabinet seats and equal share of the seats as well.
Maybe next time they have meeting, they might have to ask themselves and among their groups, what is the objective of becoming the government and how to get there. If they really do it for the people, this should not be the biggest issue.
Yes, this should not be the biggest issue, because there's another bigger problem behind, because it's the prime minister's seat too, and how to lead country to next stage.
Yeah, all this campaign that they promise, the law that they want to amend, the policy they want to implement, lots of things.
Yes, but you've been through a lot of MOUs and press conferences by both of the parties, but like you said the vibe was very happy and very harmonious. But have you ever felt like there's some sort of changes like ever since in terms of the atmosphere and the tensions between each of the political parties?
So after the general election, actually in the MOU ceremony, as what you said, is they all align with each other in terms of policy, in terms of the wish to build the government together. But after the tussle began, as what we talked about at the beginning, the House speakership, because as what you said, it's not just one role, it contains many, so much importance in terms of the governance. So this is the starting point for Pheu Thai and Move Forward Party to start to struggle with each other. Who should get the seat and who should become the prime minister? Actually, I think in their agenda, they will talk about it too. So,
and I think it's also interesting to see all this pan out all on social media. I mean, in the old days, any negotiation or talks with all the seat or quota and whatnot, the cabinet seat, it happened behind the scene. We will only see it when they already settle down and who gets what. But because of social media and maybe the way both parties inform their fans too, or their supporter too, this thing in the work in progress come out to the public.
And I think one more thing is more important is about the cabinet minister. Who will become the cabinet minister and which party will hold the seat. And this is really important. We can see how the both party, not just both party, actually 8 coalition parties who will really cover or occupy the seat.
Exactly, because previously there have been rumors as to who will hold each of the portfolios. And if we remember, Move Forward Party has vowed that they will appoint Sirikanya Tatsakun to be the finance minister. But whether she will be in that position or not, we will have to wait and see, as well as other ministers as well.
So we expect to have more updates on Sunday because they said they're going to have meeting between 2 parties on Sunday, July 2nd. So hopefully we will know more. It will be the last day before everything officially begins.
And the important day is on 4th July because they will vote for the House Speaker.
And that's when the true reveal.
Exactly. And by that time, next week, we will still be reporting the latest updates in the Thai political scene in our program, Thailand's Future After the Election. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. สวัสดีค่ะ